Willis, can the almighty dollar overturn any of the rules of Scientology? I ask because it certainly seems like it can. I've heard all sorts of stories where, under David Miscavige at least, the church seems to outright ignore its own policy because it will financially benefit. Once, they apparently let a guy into the Sea Org despite knowing he'd used considerable amounts of LSD in his youth because he was well-moneyed. Tori Chrisman tells a story about her ex-husband winning $50,000 in the Scientology arbitration against his employer. As if by magic, the next day, when they tried to claim the money, the arbitration policy had been canceled from on high overnight. His employer just happened to be a major donor at Flag. Then there's the Reed-Slatkin Ponzi scheme, where he duped people out of hundreds of millions of dollars combined. He gave millions to Scientology, and after the whole scheme fell apart, the church was called upon to return at least part of the stolen money he'd given them into a victims fund as an act of goodwill. To my knowledge, they'd never contributed even a single dollar to the victims. Is any money off limits to the church? No, man, it's not. And this comes back to, Hubbard wrote a lot of policies, but the unwritten policy that guides all of it is make money. Now, there is a policy that says make money, when in doubt, make money, when in doubt, make more money, and then if you have any more doubts, make some more money. I mean, that's about the clearest expression of intent Hubbard ever committed to writing. He obfuscated it with all kinds of policies about servicing the public and how to run treasury and how to do this and how to do that. But the senior policy of Scientology is get money in the door in volume. And then do more of that every week, week after week after week. They're never satisfied. They're never sated. Too much is never enough. So, when that whole attitude permeates an entire organization, and in this case, it does, Scientology at all levels, then it's pretty clear what the purpose of the activity actually is, which is why I keep going back to Scientology as a money-making scam, which uses religious cloaking to hide its true intent. All the religious stuff is just smoke and mirrors. So when you look at it, when you step outside of all of Hubbard's, smoke and mirrors, and you look at what they're actually doing and how they actually operate, the examples you gave are, just par for the course. Those are perfect examples, and there are thousands of them, because Scientology operates always towards making money. Now, is there somebody's money they won't take? Yes, there are some people who are too conny or too obviously rip-off artists for even Scientology. There was a guy, Kevin Trudeau, who falls into this category. He's a guy who would just scams people out of money. I mean, he's done memory recall techniques. He's done, you see this guy doing infomercials a lot, or you used to see this guy doing infomercials a lot on memory, on speed reading, on Dianetics, on vitamins, on, this, that, and the other thing. He came in and was interested in promoting Dianetics and using it and doing something with it. And they said, yeah, great, come on in. And then they took his money, and then somebody went, wait a minute, this guy is even too scammy for us. And they gave him his money back, and they kicked him out because they thought he was a criminal. And I can't say one way or the other whether he is or not. He certainly has a lot of schemes that he tries to pull in order to get people to give him money. But is he a criminal? I don't know. I'm not going to say that. But Scientology did say that, and they kicked him out, right? So I guess that money had a little bit too much risk connected with it, and they didn't want to have anything to do with that. Those are the only times I've seen where Scientology has kicked money out of the church. Most of the time, they're trying to suck it up with a grand, big Empire State Building size Hoover vacuum. Okay, there you go.